with Kadeja, where we talk a little bit about everything. And this is a video that I don't really see too much of, but I think it's really important to talk about. So let's get into it. So, personality. So, I personally believe, or I think scientifically, personality can happen from what your environment was like, and personality can happen in genetics as well too. So, personality is a mix of everything. And one thing that I see about a lot of these videos of like self help and self growth sometimes is they're like, how to completely change your personality, how to be someone else. And I agree, and I don't agree to an extent. The reason I do agree is because there are personality traits that can help you get to where you want to be in life. And I think some of the personality traits that we do have is more of a coping mechanism than an actual personality trait. So I do agree that like some personalities probably could, get a little bit of help, or like you can change it in a different way. Like for example, shyness. I personally think shyness can be naturally, but also it can be like a coping mechanism, or it can be like a environmental thing, because of what situations you were in. But you can improve and practice and start to get out of it with exposure to like, meeting new people, doing things that, getting out your comfort zone. But there are certain things I feel like that we just personally have and naturally have that sometimes it feels forced and it's just not who you are. So I'm gonna give you an example of like my story, and this is why I think so. So my personality, growing up, I was a pretty shy child. Like I was very introverted. Um I was not the most social person unless I really was comfortable with you, but I was, very more into my studies. I was very intelligent, and I really was just more of like that type of person. And I am a little more, I think I'm funny, like, but I am a little more sometimes on the serious side, I guess, like, especially growing up. But I think that just kind of was my personality at the time. And, I was very bubbly and laughter. I had elements of that, but I didn't really like express it like all the time, if that makes sense. So, as growing up and kind of getting into high school and college, I started to switch. I started to be very extroverted. I started to be very like social, started to like be very much like very bubbly, which I've always had a more bubbly personality even when I was younger. I mean, I feel like it was more like a shyer bubbly, but I was like always smiling and happy a little bit. So I always had that in me, but like in college, like it really like blew up, and like a little bit of high school, like it kind of like and it helped me get so many opportunities, and it helped me to experience things that I feel like I didn't experience having the other personality. But it burnt me out so bad. Like I started to feel like I was doing imposter syndrome in a way, and I was getting burnt out because I felt like that's not who I naturally was as a person in a way. I think some qualities 100% like I have, and it just needed to be kicked the hell out of me. But there were just some things that I felt like I got really burnt out with, and I feel like I was being someone that I wasn't, and it just wasn't natural, and I felt like I couldn't grow too much in that way if I would just trust my natural instincts. I think one personality is being like a people person. Okay. A lot of people are like, oh, you're social, you're a people person. And I am to an extent. I'm an ambivert. I like people, and sometimes I don't want to deal with people. I like to have my own space. I like to be in peace with the one of myself. And I just like to be by myself sometimes. And I was kind of not doing that, and it burnt me out so bad that I felt like I reverted back to old parts of myself, or I just felt very like fake in so many ways. And I just think it's about learning your personality, but naturally letting it show up in the world. You let your personality be something that you can use naturally for yourself and to show up in the world, because every personality is a beautiful personality. yes, the world will probably gears towards people that are more like extroverted, more like out there, really, really social, and the more like quieter ones, you know, they might not be seen as much. But one thing that I'll say is don't try to be someone that you're not. I feel like if it's something you naturally are and it doesn't bother you necessarily, then I think keep that. But if it's something that you know you can grow in or something you want to push, then do that. Like, I'm not saying like don't change and just, but I'm just saying like, you know, there are things that's natural about you. Like me, I'm a natural listener. I feel like I would rather listen more than talk. So I think embracing that listening part of me and listening to people and like gathering my thoughts, that's how you show up in the world. But some people, they can talk all day, that's how they show up in the world. Use your skills to show up. Like, you might be more geared to writing, you might be more of a listener. Use that to your advantage. You might be more of a talker, you might be someone that loves doing arts and crafts. Embrace that. No matter, embrace who you are, because I'm telling you, the right people will love you for you. You're not here to cater to everyone. The right people are going to love you for who you are in this moment, no matter what you are. I know people that I don't click with, but they click with other people. And there's people that they don't click with me, but I click with other people. And that's okay. Stop trying to be this, oh, I have to get along with everybody. No, you don't. I tried that. It's the grass ain't greener on the other side. I promise you that. Because half of them people I don't even talk to no more. So all I'm saying is your personality is beautiful for what it is at the moment. And it's beautiful for what it is right now. So embrace that and love yourself for that. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you want to hear more things, please like, comment, share, subscribe. My socials will be down below. But also too, if you have any ideas of what you want me to talk about or do a deep dive in, please let me know, because I love doing a deep dive. I love doing research. And just let me know. All right. Bye, queens.